Begin by performing a general inspection of the roof. Document and/or photograph areas of concern and condition of all roof-mounted accessories and vents. Remove all fixtures, trim, and accessories that are installed over the roof membrane and save all hardware to be reinstalled. Drip rails are installed on the sidewall over the roof membrane. Remove the vinyl screw cover to access the fasteners and remove using a screw gun an appropriate bit. Use a razor to score sealant and a plastic windshield stick to pry the drip rail away from the sidewall. Save the drip rail, vinyl screw cover, and gutter spout to be reinstalled later. If an awning rail is used at the roof line, the awning will first need to be secured and fabric removed before removing the awning rail. Once the awning is removed, the awning rail will follow the same process as the drip rail. The flat trim at the front radius will be secured with fasteners under self-leveling sealant. Remove the fasteners and score the sealant on the front and back side, then pry away the flat trim from the roof. The corner molding at each of the 4 sidewall corners need to be removed to the point they are no longer covering and restricting access to the roof membrane. Corner molding at the rear of the roof will need to be fully removed following the same steps as the flat trim. Remove all roof-mounted accessories and vents. This may require removing interior components and hardware. Be sure to follow manufacturer recommendations for removal of appliances and replace any damaged or corroded components. At this point, the membrane can be removed. Pull the membrane away from the OSB. It will be adhered to the OSB and stapled along the roof edge. Be mindful of movements during this step. Pulling the membrane can knock you off balance, and the openings for the fixtures create fall and tripping hazards. Remove the OSB panels and fasteners. These could be fastened with nails, staples, or screws and is dependent on the OEM. All panels must be removed. The water-based adhesive cannot be applied over cured adhesive. After removing OSB paneling, you must remove all nails or staples that remain in the roof faming studs. Inspect the roof rafters for cracks and damage, repair or replace as needed. Once all repairs and corrections have been made, new substrate can be installed. It is best practice to replace with like material, but substitutions can be made if material strength is equal to or greater than the original material. Here we are using 7/16-inch OSB, ensuring the smooth side is facing up and securing with number 8, 1 1/4-inch construction screws along each edge of the OSB panel. The fasteners should be spaced 6 to 12 inches apart and at least 1/4 inch away from the edge. Fasteners should be inserted where the head of the fastener is flush with or just below the surface of the material. Each edge of the OSB sheet should align on the center of a rafter. This might require the first and last sheet to be cut. The seams between the OSB sheets should have about a 1/8-inch gap for material expansion and contraction. Cut openings for all vents and accessories to be reinstalled on the roof. Using a router with a lush trimming bit or a jigsaw, cut openings for refrigerator vent, air conditioner, roof vents, vent fans, and skylights. Use a hole saw to cut openings for plumbing vents, antenna wiring, and solar wiring. Using a push broom or compressed air, remove all dust and debris. Verify vent openings are clear of obstructions. This is essential for absorption refrigerator vent openings. A porous tape, such as masking tape or fiberglass mesh, can be applied to the seams where the substrate panels meet and are secured. This will help the finished roof have a smoother appearance. Apply duct tape evenly onto the roof and sidewall. This is required to cover sharp metal or fiberglass edge. Place the new membrane on the roof and inspect for defects. Cut the new membrane to fit the length of the roof with an excess of at least 6 inches from front and rear. Do not cut the width at this point. The membrane should be square with the roof and overhang on each side. Roll back half of the membrane to expose the roof substrate. Apply the water-based adhesive using a paint roller or brush. Work in manageable sections as to not let the adhesive cure before you can place the membrane. The adhesive should be 8 to 10 mils thick if spreading on the smooth side of OSB and 12 mils on the rough side. Unroll the membrane onto the wet adhesive. Keep the membrane flat and square with the roof. Work out imperfections and wrinkles while placing the membrane. Remove all air pockets with a squeegee. Press firmly, working from the center outward toward the edges. Repeat steps on the other half. In large production facilities, the entire roof may be glued and placed in one pass so long as the adhesive does not cure before placing the membrane. Using a utility knife, cut the membrane at each roof opening. Round corners to eliminate the possibility of running cuts. This can be done with a hole punch or similar method. Surplus material can be stapled inside the vent openings and then trimmed. Staple the overhanging roof membrane to the sidewall along each side. Fold as flat as possible at each corner. Keep in mind that these staples will need to be covered by the trim and molding pieces. Placing the staples too high or too low could lead to membrane replacement and siding damage. The front metal should be stapled over top of the membrane. Clean old sealant and butyl tape from rails, trim, molding, and all components being reinstalled. Surface should allow good adhesion for new sealant and butyl tape. Avoid using cleaning solutions that can leave a film, as this can affect how well the sealant repels water. Apply new butyl tape to all the components being reinstalled. Size of butyl will depend on trailer design. The butyl tape creates the primary seal between the membrane and the component. Drip rails and awning rails should be installed about 1/4 inch below the roof edge and with good slope for drainage. Attach the drip rail, working outward from the center of the unit. Draw tight with a downward pull, compressing the butyl tape before securing each end. Place the gutter spout and vinyl screw cover under the rail and then secure. When fully fastened, replace screw cover and use a utility knife to cut surplus material from below the bar. The flat trim is secured at the front radius seam where the metal siding meets the membrane. Apply fasteners to secure to unit. Side-mounted awnings can be reinstalled following the awning rail. Make sure awning fabric is square before securing through the awning rail. Install all other appliances and accessories, following their individual manufacturer instructions. Seal around all vents, accessories, horizontal seams. Apply sealant to all visible screw heads, both edges of the front flat trim, the front edge and top of rear corner molding. There is no need to spread the sealant as you are applying it. A minimum of 3/8 beads will work for most applications. Seal the top seam of drip rails, awning rails, and corner molding where it meets the roof. Seal around gutter spouts and 6 inches under the drip rail and/or awning rail, both side of vertical corner molding. Inspect all seals and membrane for voids and damage once all work is completed and once again after a 90-day period. Pressurizing the unit and performing a bubble test is the best practice, but a detailed visual inspection is suitable. The roof will tighten and conform as the adhesive cures and seals. Voids can become more visible as it cures.